Yeah, how do you feel about being like an an English person of Irish descent? Is that sort of like, does that inform your work in a like? I mean, obviously, influence your work, but
No,
is it something
the Irish thing for me is just that I was very unusual in that I didn't know it was unusual until I was about 10. But where the Irish informs me is that it informed my music. Because I grew up, my mother was 18 when I was born, and my father was 19, I think maybe 20. And they moved over from the country to the inner city. And there was a lot of money around, but they were filled with excitement. And I grew up in this environment where a few of us lived in one street, a few in the next street, my gran a mile away. My mother came from a family of 14, dad came from a family of 5, and they nearly all came over, and we all lived in this big tribe. And as a little boy, growing up around these young adults who were really happy to be in the inner city, having got out of the country, they were music obsessed. And it was only when I started hanging out with English kids, when I moved onto the projects from the inner city, that I found out that other kids' parents listened to music on a Friday night or a Sunday. Because my mother used to drag me around the record shops on a Monday evening looking for a record she had to buy. And also, not every night was a party, but it didn't matter if it was a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Friday, whatever. If a bunch of my aunties and uncles found themselves in one of the houses for more than a couple of hours and a bit of beer came out, then the next thing it was 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sat on the floor just amazed at this music, because they were pulling out accordions, penny whistles, harmonicas, which is how I learned to play harmonica when I was a little boy. And then talk about it in the book, where these nights, I'm around these youngsters, right? They were my aunts and uncles, some of them were 16, 17, early 20s. I would often see my mother as a fan. In those moments, I'd see my parents move the furniture back on a Wednesday night. Everyone's getting ripped and dancing. They've got playing records and they're rocking, you know. And I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And then, and also my mother would do her own pop charts every week. She'd sit next to the radio and she'd have a top 20, and she'd be like, no way, the Hollies have gone down 3. And she was pretty good at it, you know. So I was around these fans of music, but they also played. But I'm often asked, you know, it's a big thing about some of the Smiths' music is very melancholic and you know, very beautiful, and it's got this real kind of wallowing in, wallowing's not a very good word, but it's a real kind of sadness in it, you know. And writing the book gave me an opportunity at my age now to look at where that came from, and what I talk about is that when the party started winding down, and then the slow songs, I didn't want to sing a song, you know. And some of these old melodies, some of these old songs they would sing, they just took me to another place, and I was, you know, 6, 7, 8. So that went in me. It wasn't a political or thing about, I mean, the immigration thing, you know, that I started to work that out as well, being called Irish pig and stuff. But some of these melodies, I think they stayed with me, you know. There's a Smiths track that I wrote in '85 that goes. sorry, it's not loud shit, but it's kind of, you know, it's sad and it's very beautiful, and I wonder why I felt like, you know, that's the way I used to feel when I was like 7. Seriously, that some of those really kind of sad, they're sad, but you want to just stay there. And there's an awful lot of that in the Smiths, and one of the reasons why the rest of the band will be able to react to that was A, they were amazing musicians, and Morrissey would write great melodies over it, not just words, but that everyone's parents were Irish.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Irish blues, you know.
Yeah. A Mancunian once told me that the Irish people with more ambition went to Manchester and the lazy ones stayed in Liverpool.
I've never heard that, and it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, yeah. So I'm glad I didn't say that.